Greetings. Today, the moon continues in earthy Taurus, bringing a practical vibe and thinking about grounding, attending to our bodies, what nourishes us, and the environment around us. So, how to create that sense of safety and belonging and comfort that Taurus is famous for. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, June 21st. We also today have some very interesting, it's not just today actually, since Mars went into Virgo, and that was earlier this week. So on Monday, Tuesday, more like Tuesday, I believe, that Mars went into Virgo. We've had this, so we've got Mars forming a square with Uranus and late Taurus. We've got um, Pluto in a sextile to Neptune, in a sextile to Uranus, and that square to Mars, and then Jupiter, Jupiter in a square to Saturn, and in a sextile to Mars. Just kind of a big spider web of interacting planetary relationships going on here. So I am going to actually share my screen so that you can see sort of what it looks like on an astrology chart. Let me see what the best way to do this is, just for fun. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what you can see, and if you're, not comfortable with charts, that's fine. You can just get a sense of the geometry here, like this pattern that we're seeing here, where we have this little bucket shape. So we have a sextile here between Mars and Jupiter and the Sun, which are also joining up today, tomorrow. And then we've got this square here from Jupiter to Saturn and Neptune across the bottom, and then another sextile here from Pluto to Neptune, another sextile going on here from Saturn and Neptune to Uranus, and a sextile. Did I mention this sextile over here between Mars and Jupiter? So kind of forming this really, and this is an inconjunct, so that is 150-degree aspect. So just kind of an interesting shape going on here, and that is of course taking place in the sky with the planetary alignments for us. So what does it mean? Well, it means a lot of things. Let's see, a kind of a summary would be that we've got that Jupiter Saturn square, Jupiter Neptune square being kind of central, and you might have seen at the bottom of that bucket shape. So, um, and then with the sun joining Jupiter, that enhances. So, so Saturn and Neptune together in a square with Jupiter and Sun together is bringing some tension, some pressure, but there's also with multiple inconjuncts. So not only do we have the inconjunct from Pluto to Mars, but we also have an inconjunct across here from Mars to Saturn and Neptune, and then another one here from Pluto to Jupiter and Sun. So those sextile square inconjunct alignments create kind of a sense of needing to get something right. So there is pressure, which is a square brings pressure or conflict or challenge, things not working because it's pushing us to get creative, to think of new solutions. But we also have those inconjunct energies in there saying it's not good enough. You need to keep working at it. You need to look at the details. There's this sense of it's not ready yet. And so that is coming through in the energies of the weekend and past few days. where it might show up in the world events, but it also might show up in our own lives. So, where are you working on something that is not ready yet? Where are you giving attention to something that you've been working on, but it still needs more more perfecting, more attention, more effort, more energy put into it. And so that can be something that we can get stuck in that feeling where it doesn't feel good enough, like it will never be good enough, right? But if we can come back to the positive quality of these aspects and remind ourselves that there is a stage in the process where we have been working on something, we've been creating it, we've been putting effort into it, and the next step is to keep seeing where it's not ready yet, right? So if you're cooking a pot of chili or stew, right, you can recognize that point where you have to adjust the seasonings, where you've done all the shopping, you've cooked the beans, you've chopped the vegetables, the meat is in there, whatever, and you've gotten to the point where everything is cooked as good as it's going to be, but you're adjusting to the seasonings or uh, making it even better, right? You're getting to that final stage where it's time to actually perfect it, to make it ready, to put in. This is your last chance. And it is a quote unquote last chance aspect. It's the last chance to make adjustments, to get something right, to do it better, to put some effort, energy, and attention and focus into something you've been working on to make the final finished product even better. So instead of seeing something as it'll never be ready, it's not good enough, I haven't done it well enough, etc., recognize that, hey, this is the moment, this is the time when you have this opportunity to make adjustments, to see what's right, what's not right, what do I need more of, less of, what can I shift, change, adapt to improve this before it becomes the final finished product. So it's actually not a reflection of how good something is or is not. It's simply this is the opportunity to improve upon what you've got, what you've put effort into already. And when we take advantage of that moment to improve, to recognize where something could be made better, where something could be fixed or refined or perfected, we can take it up that next step to what is going to really help us shine and make the best possible outcome that we could. So it's an opportunity, right? And it is about caring. It is about our caring for the finished product that we can put our efforts into it. So it's that sense of like when you get to that point where you say, it's good enough. I'm just gonna turn it in as is, right? If you're turning in an academic paper or something. Um, but what if at that moment you said, instead of going to that party tonight, I'm going to work on this a little bit more because I know there are some places I could make better. And then you've got your better your better work outcome. Like maybe you didn't get to go to the party, right? And that's a choice. Like, so, maybe going to the party was the best choice for you, but the invitation of this aspect is to say, actually, take the time, put in the extra effort, attend to the details, fix what needs to be fixed, and you will be glad of it later on. You will be you you will be more proud of what you have created if you put that extra effort in to attend to the details and make something as good as it can be, right? It would take your pot of stew or your chili from good to great. So that's the right, and then you get to look back on it and go, I am really, this really turned out the way I was hoping. And you can put your efforts into creating something that is more of a masterpiece. It takes something good up to great. So those are the aspects that we're dealing with. We've got Mars involved, we've got Pluto involved, we got Saturn and Neptune, Jupiter and Sun. Lots of energy of expansion, of needing to take action, of uh, Uranus, the final degree of Taurus, helping us to finish up and complete themes of how we need to adapt and adjust what is normal in our lives, like creating a new normal, updating and refining and shifting our approaches in the everyday world, in our routines to help us take it up to that next level that we will feel very proud of, and just attending to our own needs so that we can be available to do that extra effort. So what do you need for your own self-care that will support you to put in the extra effort? Thinking about that today, thinking about the Taurus moon. The moon later in the day joins up with Venus. I want to say it's around 10 p.m.-ish Pacific time, so could be early morning depending on your time zone. And that joining up of the moon in Taurus with Venus really bringing us in touch with beauty, with what brings us pleasure, what makes us happy, what makes us feel good. So that can be your guide as you look at refining and perfecting something you have been working on and putting that extra effort into making it as good as it can be, and always loving yourself in the process. Thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I am so excited to share my member site with articles about the planetary alignments for 2025. Great handy reference guide there. And I'm also super excited a conversation with astrologer Jenny Webb, and we're going to be talking about Uranus going into Gemini. So I look forward to seeing you there. Watch for that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for being a subscriber on this YouTube channel, and bye for now.